Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another plan with me for the week of September the 4th through the 10th, 2023. So what you see me doing now is filling out the second calendar, which is something new that I implemented this month. And if you watched my previous video for the September setup, then you know that it's something that I want to try to add for my health challenge tracking, so to speak. So each month I'll be including an additional calendar that will just be for logging whatever health challenge it is for that month. So initially I wanted to do exercise and how many veggies I eat, or if I eat veggies a day, so to speak. And I decided to just stick with one thing because I don't want to overwhelm myself. And I decided to stick with exercise. I mentioned it in that video that I have been getting a little bit better. I think I did mention it. If not, I have been slightly better than before, whereas for the last few years, I would say I have not been exercising at all. And then I'm slowly getting back into it. I'm just trying to be gentle with myself when I don't meet the goal of 3 times a week. So initially that's my goal, 3 times a week. And it doesn't really matter the amount of time, but I just want to do it at least 3 times a week. The only thing I have been trying to focus more on is stretching, because my hamstrings and just but pretty much all of my body is not as stretched out as I know it could be and should be. So that's something that I've been trying to focus on more. Otherwise, this spread is going to be like all of my other ones, I would say. The only difference is I am doing this on blank pages. So I know you all have heard me mention that I don't necessarily like the lines. So I am realizing after doing this spread that I like lines in terms of writing and how it looks. I don't, the blank, just this blank page was really difficult for me to decorate. And I don't know what it was, but I don't know if it's just the fact of looking at a blank space and trying to add to it. And yeah, I had a difficult time. And I don't think I had such a difficult time when I was using the one for August, just like a few other months where it was lined paper. Now, I will say it's not so much that I like lined paper, more so than I just like lines on the paper. So I think graph would be a little bit better. The dot grid, it's okay. I'm not a fan of it in terms of like dot grid or grid. I would rather just the gridded, not the dots. So this I had a difficult time with, and I was debating whether or not I should have went for a fall spread, but fall isn't technically here yet. So I just stuck with something simple. I'm using the Agenda 52 motivation pad, sticker pad, and I like this one. Again, like I've told you all before, and I always said in videos that I'm really trying to shop my own stash and utilize what I have so that I can justify if I buy any more stickers. But the fact that I'm actually using them, I'm super happy with. So yeah, you will see me go back and forth on here because this was just difficult. Another thing I wanted to mention is I realized after I did the setup for this month that I did not include exercise or my food log. And I think because I knew this book was rather small, and it's probably why I forgot to add it in there. But what I'm just going to do for the month of August, since this book is already set up, is add in, just use the the Erin Condren, the wellness log that I have, and just utilize that for tracking my movement as well as my food. So I will definitely be advised to, use a bigger notebook because this was not going to make it, but I am happy that I was just able to use it. So I wanted to talk to you all about celebrating yourself. And the 31st of August is like my cancer-free anniversary, and it makes 12 years that I have been cancer-free. And what made me think about celebrating yourself and even wanted to share that with you all, because sometimes life moves fast. Sometimes life causes us to move fast for different reasons, whether it's decision making or what have you. Life just always goes on, and it doesn't stop for any situation that we might have. It just goes on. And I remember that's how I felt when I was first diagnosed with cancer, and throughout I felt as if everyone else's life was going on, but mine had froze, but life was still going on, if that makes any sense. And it was just a very difficult time. No one in my family had ever had cancer. I was the first person. I was the only one dealing with it. It was just new territory. And I struggled spiritually, I would say, as well. It was just a difficult time for me, a lot of confusion, a lot of things going on. And, while I was going through that process of cancer and treatment and going through different emotions, one thing I realized is that I was unable to do daily things that I would normally do. I couldn't work then. The treatment was draining me. It was just it was horrible. And it prevented me from doing anything that I was used to doing. And one of the things that I talked to God about was that I just couldn't wait until I get back to doing what it is that I normally would do, even if my life was busy. And I think about what I am doing now. My responses to when I feel rushed or when I feel like as if I don't have time for certain things. And I've struggled with that because I want to enjoy life, but I also want to truly enjoy it in terms of living slowly, in a sense of taking in every moment that I have. And because I'm going through quite a bit now with just preparation for my upcoming surgery, work, my kids, school starting, all of these papers and things that need to be taken care of, just a lot of things for myself as well as my kids. And not that I was going to let the 31st pass me by and not acknowledge my cancer-free anniversary. I'm sorry, you probably heard that. I have the window open. But I was willing to rush it by because I felt as if I really didn't have time to celebrate anything because I had stuff to do. And my mother had been constantly asking me, let's go for dinner, let's do this, let's do that. And I was basically saying I didn't have time to do anything. I had to do this, I had to do this, I had to do that. It was just all of these things that I kept saying. And my mother was really, really trying, and I appreciate her because she brought things to the surface for me, and she reminded me of where I was at when I was going through cancer and how I wanted to enjoy life and how I wanted to take in each moment and really soak it in and really be present in that moment. And it stung when she said that because it was a harsh reminder of the promise that I made to myself, the promise that I made to God in terms of enjoying each moment and really, really grabbing on to life and appreciating it in a different way. And I feel like sometimes when we go through experiences, within life, we never view life the same again. And that was sort of what happened during cancer. But it was a eye-opener of celebrating yourself for whatever it is. Celebrating yourself if you exercised one time that week. Celebrating yourself if you said no to drinking that pop when you normally drink pop so many times a day. Celebrating yourself and just acknowledging that you may need to make a change and making up in your mind, hey, I know this is something I need to work on. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. But celebrating yourself for just going to work. And I say that is so many levels to celebrate ourselves because we are all in so many different places. It's some people that struggle with depression severely to whereas they can't even get out of bed, brushing their teeth. Any daily functioning is extremely hard for them. So for them, celebrating the fact that they got out the bed and brushed their teeth could be something huge. And it's different for each person. So learning to celebrate yourself no matter what season of your life you're in is extremely important. And I say that because not only does it shows you acknowledgement for yourself, but it also shows other people how to treat you as well. And sometimes in relationships, people are disappointed because the other person is not celebrating them in some way or another, whether it's acknowledging what it is that they do, anything like that. So celebrating ourselves, I always say a good relationship starts with ourselves, and that means just as much as we put self-care as a priority, or want to at least, because I am so bad at that, we should be celebrating ourselves. So hopefully that resonates with you all, and you can evaluate if you're celebrating yourself, and if so, how. And I hope that you all are, and you're not missing moments like the moment I almost missed. But celebrating yourself is so important, and I thank you all so much for watching me all the time. I know I have new people that subscribed, and I'm so grateful. Let me know what you all think about this spread. This spread was so hard for me. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next